In a world where humanity's survival hangs by a thread, a battle wages not just in the present, but in the future. Welcome to The Tomorrow War, a heart-pounding sci-fi action film that will take you on a thrilling ride through time and space. The film's first act sets the stage with a sense of normalcy that is quickly disrupted. We meet Dan Forrester, played by Chris Pratt, who is trying to balance his past as a Green Beret with his current life as a high school teacher. He's a loving husband and devoted father, striving to make a better future for his young daughter. This tranquil existence is shattered during a global event. Time travelers from the year 2051 arrive, interrupting a soccer match to deliver an urgent and alarming message. Humanity is on the brink of extinction due to a relentless alien invasion, and they need recruits from the present to join the battle in the future. The arrival of the time travelers throws the world into chaos. Governments quickly implement a global draft, pulling civilians from all walks of life into a war they can hardly comprehend. The emotional weight of these scenes is palpable as families are torn apart and ordinary people are thrust into extraordinary circumstances. Dan's internal conflict is evident. A deep sense of duty drives him, but he is also acutely aware of the danger and uncertainty ahead. The film effectively captures the tension and fear that pervade society, showcasing a world grappling with an unprecedented crisis. As Dan prepares to leave, the film delves deeper into his motivations and the stakes involved. His farewells to his wife and daughter are heart-wrenching, filled with unspoken fears and a desperate hope for survival. This personal connection to the future war adds a layer of emotional depth, making the viewer invested in Dan's journey. His determination to protect his family and ensure a future for his daughter propels him into the unknown. The first act not only sets up the epic conflict to come, but also grounds it in the relatable and compelling story of a man fighting for his loved ones. The second act catapults us into the heart of the conflict, as Dan Forrester and his fellow draftees are transported to the year 2051. The transition is intense and disorienting, effectively conveying the chaos and urgency of their mission. Upon arrival, they find themselves in a world vastly different from the one they left behind. The future landscape is a stark, war-torn dystopia, with cities lying in ruins and nature reclaiming abandoned territories. This grim setting immediately establishes the high stakes and the monumental task ahead. Humanity is on the brink of extinction, and every moment counts. Dan's team quickly learns about the true nature of their enemy, the White Spikes. These aliens are terrifyingly agile, relentless, and deadly, posing a formidable challenge even for seasoned soldiers. The first encounters with the White Spikes are filled with tension and horror, highlighting the desperation and bravery required to face such a foe. Amidst the chaos, Dan meets Colonel Murray Forrester, a brilliant scientist and leader of the human resistance. The revelation that Murray is Dan's daughter from the future adds a profound emotional layer to the narrative. Their reunion is bittersweet, filled with a mix of pride, sadness, and urgency, as they must work together to develop a toxin that can eradicate the White Spikes. The bond between Dan and Murray becomes a focal point of the second act. As they collaborate on the mission, their interactions reveal the personal stakes of the war. Murray shares stories of her childhood and the impact of Dan's absence in her life, creating a poignant backdrop to their efforts. This personal connection humanizes the larger-than-life battle they are engaged in, making the viewer deeply invested in their success. Their determination and ingenuity shine through as they face numerous obstacles, including intense battles and near-impossible odds. The second act masterfully balances high-octane action with emotional depth, setting the stage for the climactic showdown that will determine the fate of humanity. The White Spikes are unlike any enemy humanity has faced before. Agile, relentless, and nearly unstoppable, they present a terrifying challenge. Dan and his team must navigate this perilous world, relying on their wits, weapons, and sheer determination. The design of the White Spikes is truly nightmarish, with their rapid movements and deadly spikes. These creatures push the limits of the soldiers' endurance and courage. As the film builds towards its climax, Dan Forrester and Colonel Murray Forrester lead a daring mission to develop and deploy a toxin capable of eradicating the White Spikes once and for all. The urgency of their task is palpable, with every moment bringing them closer to victory or defeat. The third act is a race against time, as Dan and Muri navigate through enemy territory, facing formidable obstacles and betrayals along the way. Their resolve is unwavering, fueled by their shared determination to save humanity and secure a future for generations to come. The final battle is a tour de force of action and emotion as Dan and his team confront Queen Whitespike in a desperate bid to turn the tide of the war. The tension is palpable as they engage in a harrowing showdown, with the fate of humanity hanging in the balance. The stakes have never been higher, and every decision carries life or death consequences. As the battle rages on, Dan and Muri's bond is tested to its limits, forcing them to confront their deepest fears and regrets. In the end, it is their courage, sacrifice, and resilience that carry the day. Through sheer determination and ingenuity, Dan and Muri succeed in deploying the toxin, decimating the Whitespike horde, and securing a hard-fought victory for humanity. The aftermath of the battle is a mix of relief, grief, and hope as survivors emerge from the rubble to begin rebuilding their shattered world. As Dan returns to his own time, forever changed by his experiences, he carries with him the knowledge that the fight for the future is never truly over. The climax of The Tomorrow War is a breathtaking crescendo of tension and action as Dan Forrester and his team face off against Queen Whitespike in a desperate bid to save humanity. The confrontation is fraught with peril, with every moment filled with the possibility of triumph or tragedy. The battle is not just a physical struggle, but a test of resolve as Dan and his comrades push themselves to their limits in the face of overwhelming odds. As the fight reaches its climax, the tension reaches a fever pitch, with the fate of humanity hanging in the balance. The showdown between Dan and Queen Whitespike is a visceral and heart-pounding spectacle, with each blow and counterblow resonating with the weight of the entire war. It's a battle not just of strength and skill, but of courage and sacrifice, as Dan risks everything to protect the ones he loves and secure a future for humanity. In the end, his determination and resilience carry the day as he delivers the decisive blow that turns the tide of the war and secures victory for humanity. As the dust settles and the future is secured, the Tomorrow War leaves us with a message of hope and resilience. It's a reminder that no matter how dire the circumstances, humanity has the power to overcome great challenges when we stand united. Dan returns to his time, forever changed by his journey. He carries with him the knowledge of what it takes to fight for the future and the importance of family, courage, and sacrifice. If you're a fan of thrilling sci-fi action, heartwarming family drama, and intense battle scenes, The Tomorrow War is a must-watch. It's a film that entertains and makes you think about the lengths we would go to for the ones we love. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more movie breakdowns, reviews, and all things sci-fi. Let us know in the comments what you thought of The Tomorrow War and what other movies you'd like us to dive into. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.